Stassi and Kristen were fired due to their racist actions towards Faith, while Max and Brett faced repercussions for past racist tweets. Despite this, Lala seems to have avoided similar consequences despite long-standing issues, such as using a black accent for years, making racist remarks, like during the BLM movement, and fetishizing black men. It's unclear why Bravo hasn't held her accountable. There's a distinction between socially accepted microaggressions and overt racism that could lead to serious consequences for a black woman like Faith. Bravo seemed to act only when pressured by the political climate during the BLM movement. It's highly unlikely Stassi and Kristen would have been fired if not for the heightened awareness around BLM at the time. Bravo appears more willing to ignore problematic behaviors of cast members than Schwartz is to ignore Sandoval's actions. Years before her firing, Stassi made racist comments on her podcast, only becoming a plot point when Ariana confronted her on air. It's evident Bravo only took action once it became trendy to do so, and Ariana was unfairly criticized for calling out Stassi. Rumors suggest Randall intervened, possibly striking a deal for his appearance on VPR in exchange for sweeping issues under the rug before his reputation soured. While Lala's actions, including threatening Faith with a knife, are inexcusable, Bravo seems to have moved past performative allyship and anti-racism trends of 2020, unlikely to hold her accountable. Ultimately, the network's response to racism or homophobia reflects its profit-driven motives, like any other large corporation. They act when social media backlash threatens their bottom line. If not for the public outcry over Faith, both Stassi and Kristen might still be on VPR, as evidenced by Kristen and Jax's return. It's crucial not to be misled by corporations feigning concern for these issues while seeking to maintain profitability. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Spill Chronicles. It's me, Ramona, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. On the other hand, the producers of Season 11 missed a huge opportunity. Watching Ariana on DVTS, where she delivered a powerful performance to Run the World, Girls, culminating in a moment of triumph and empowerment, makes it painfully clear how disconnected Bravo was. Just imagine if TGTS seamlessly led into a new season of VPR, showcasing all the women dominating and shaping the narrative organically. It's a missed chance that highlights the short-sightedness of Bravo's frat boy mentality. Seeing Ariana, who has overcome a toxic relationship and is thriving in front of millions, Alex Baskin and the production team still seem to miss the mark by focusing on more misogynistic themes this season. Production certainly faltered with editing and framing Ariana negatively, but Lala and Scheana also played into their own personalities, letting ego and jealousy affect their portrayal. They can blame production, but ultimately, it was their own actions that hindered them. While production dropped the ball, realistically, a season celebrating a woman like Ariana would likely never happen due to the jealousy and lack of support among the VPR cast. Katie, James, and Ally were the rare ones who genuinely supported and cared about Ariana's success. However, I'm working my way through Season 7, and I can't believe how dysfunctional James' family is. Despite his problematic behavior, I feel sympathy for him because he seems burdened with responsibility from his parents' failures. He's often emotional and appears deeply affected, which was evident during the hippie crying scene last season. I wonder if, with his DG success, he still supports his parents. In a later season, 9 or 10, I think, his mom mentioned discovering her breast cancer because of a job that provided insurance, implying she's working now. His brothers are adults too, so they might be working as well. His dad, who seemed like a loser, moved into someone else's house after James moved out. It wouldn't be surprising if James still provides financial support to his dad. Even if they have found ways to support themselves, James likely contributes to their comfort and lifestyle. When you take on a caretaker role in your family, the inclination to provide support persists, especially when you have the means to do so. James has always come across as deeply affected by his upbringing. While this doesn't excuse his behavior, he has shown more consistent growth over time. There have been rumors about him still exhibiting problematic behavior, such as yelling at his girlfriend to the point where she left the house for a few days, and allegedly mistreating Raquel's family dog. It's important to recognize that people can change, but some may also become adept at masking their issues when cameras are present. While James may have had a difficult upbringing that contributed to his behavior, many people with similar backgrounds work through their issues with therapy and genuine self-improvement efforts. Additionally, Season 3 Ariana and Katie looked stunning with their original looks. They appeared so young, and I've grown to love both Ariana and Katie. Rewatching, it's interesting seeing Schwartz have Katie as his best man. The way they romanticized their friendship back then is quite surprising. However, it's important to note that they weren't friends at that time. In fact, they didn't get along for most of the show's duration, just so you know. Ariana came onto the VPR scene with a bit of a sharp and rude attitude towards all the women except Scheana, including Katie. Katie didn't warm up to Ariana because she felt Ariana was seeking male approval. When Schwartz asked Ariana to be a groomsman, but Katie didn't ask her to be a bridesmaid, their connection never truly formed organically. It wasn't about Sandoval either. If anything, it seemed like Sandoval took cues from Ariana's stance and ended up not favoring Katie. Whenever Schwartz aired grievances about Katie, Sandoval would support Schwartz, leaving Katie without much support. It felt unfair because Katie didn't have anyone in her corner. Moreover, Billie Lee has been a polarizing figure on the show for a while now, especially evident in my recent rewatch of Season 7, as I wanted to see Beau and Stassi's relationship unfold. It's become clear that Billie Lee's actions and attitudes have put her on the wrong side of history in many instances. Early in Season 7, she defended abusive men like James and minimized the voices of the women, which was troubling. The situation escalated when she insinuated that the women were transphobic due to feeling excluded from Girls' Night, even though she later denied making such implications. Her refusal to take accountability for her behavior was particularly frustrating. Throughout the season, Billie Lee defended James even when he insulted Katie, and she was confrontational towards Katie and Kristen at brunch, while simultaneously expecting to become closer to them. When she became unhappy with their behavior, she resorted to making serious accusations without substantiation. As Katie succinctly put it, it's not about her being trans, it's about her being an ah. For many viewers, the turning point with Billie Lee came earlier, when she demanded an apology from Stassi at the Season 6 reunion for warning her about Jeremy's behavior, which seemed to signal a pattern of consistently taking the wrong stance in various situations. It often felt like Billie Lee was trying to stir up conflict to garner attention and screen time, resulting in manufactured drama that failed to resonate authentically with audiences. Her approach appeared more about taking sides for the sake of conflict rather than genuine engagement with the issues at hand. Many initially hoped to support Billie Lee as a trans woman in the spotlight, viewing her casting as an opportunity to educate and enlighten viewers about the trans experience. However, her tendency to pull the trans card and accuse others of transphobia for personal reasons exposed a deeper issue, a seeming disdain or resentment towards cisgender women. This attitude clashed with the inclusive and supportive narrative that viewers expected. While it's understood that Billie Lee was excluded from Girls' Night by production for dramatic effect rather than personal animosity from Katie, her reaction was understandable yet misguided. It's clear she faced challenges in maintaining a positive public image despite her intentions. Ultimately, while Billie Lee may have valid perspectives, her approach and behavior on the show have alienated many viewers and overshadowed her potential contributions to broader discussions. On the other hand, before the Sandoval news broke, opinions on Ariana and Tom varied, but they were generally seen as a prominent couple on Vanderpump Rules, with both attracting their share of praise and criticism. Ariana initially stood out as a grounded and independent presence amidst the drama of the reality TV world. She was often viewed favorably for her intelligence and down-to-earth demeanor compared to other cast members. However, in the early seasons, she faced criticism for what some perceived as pick-me behavior, especially in her loyalty and defense of Tom despite his controversies. Tom, on the other hand, garnered attention for his flamboyant personality and was either loved or criticized for his antics. Before the revelations about Sandoval, he was a central figure in the show, sometimes seen as the typical reality TV persona, but with a charming edge that appealed to viewers. Their relationship was initially celebrated as a strong bond amidst the chaos of the show. Despite rumors and speculation about their fidelity early on, they presented themselves as a united front, which endeared them to many fans. Ariana's unwavering support for Tom contributed to their image as a committed couple, although cracks in their relationship began to show over time, especially as more of Tom's behavior came under scrutiny. As seasons progressed, Ariana's openness about her struggles with depression humanized her and garnered empathy from viewers. Her candidness about personal issues added depth to her character and shifted public perception positively. Meanwhile, Tom's reputation began to change as more people became skeptical of his authenticity and the performative nature of his actions on the show. When the Sandoval news broke, revealing the extent of Tom's deception and betrayal, it marked a turning point in how both were perceived. Ariana's loyal defense of Tom in earlier seasons came under scrutiny, while Tom's behavior was scrutinized more critically than ever before. This shift in perspective reflected a deeper understanding of their characters beyond the scripted reality TV narrative. Ultimately, their journey from beloved couple to controversial figures mirrors the evolving dynamics of reality TV fame and public perception, influenced heavily by both on-screen and off-screen revelations. However, I wish Sandoval had been asked at the Season 10 reunion if he had ever considered exploring polyamorous or open relationships. Given his apparent capacity to develop feelings for multiple people simultaneously, it could have been an intriguing discussion about whether monogamous relationships are truly compatible with his nature. It might have shed light on whether he believes alternative relationship structures could better align with his romantic inclinations, emphasizing the importance of finding partners who share similar relationship values and boundaries. However, it's crucial to note that open or polyamorous relationships are not a solution for cheating behavior. Cheating involves a breach of trust and disregarding established boundaries, which remains harmful regardless of the relationship structure. Introducing additional partners into such dynamics requires a high level of communication, respect for boundaries, and ethical behavior from all parties involved, which Sandoval has demonstrated challenges with in the past. Additionally, it does seem like Kristen was treated differently compared to how the other girls supported each other through relationship challenges. Katie received support during her troubles with Tom, Stassi was backed through her issues with Patrick, and Brittany was rallied around after Jax's infidelity. However, when Kristen struggled to finalize her breakup with Carter, her friends seemingly cut her off, which feels unfair given the support they've shown each other in the past. That said, there's another perspective to consider. It can be frustrating for friends to repeatedly hear about a toxic relationship without seeing any action taken to resolve it. Kristen's friends may have felt worn down listening to her describe how bad things were with Carter, only to see her remain in the relationship. There's a sense of helplessness when someone you care about seems unable or unwilling to make a change for their own well-being. Additionally, Kristen's personality, which can be seen as chaotic and obsessive, may have influenced how her friends reacted. They might have found it challenging to navigate her ups and downs, especially when it came to Carter. It's worth noting that Katie and Stassi have discussed their efforts to support Kristen in breaking up with Carter, only for Kristen to seemingly backtrack or defend him when the cameras rolled. This inconsistency could have strained their patience and trust in her decision-making. Ultimately, while Kristen may have been treated differently, the complexity of her situation and relationships likely played a significant role in how her friends responded. Moreover, rewatching Season 3, it becomes clear why Stassi is initially upset with Scheana. It's because Scheana was flaunting Stassi's sex tape around. There's a scene where Scheana prompts Stassi to list her grievances, seemingly egging on the drama for the sake of the show. Stassi clearly doesn't want the sex tape incident brought up, and Scheana pushing it is seen as a betrayal of trust and privacy. It's a despicable act to publicly show someone else's intimate content without their consent. Scheana's behavior in this regard is deeply disrespectful and exploitative. Beyond that incident, Scheana's early seasons are marked by other controversial actions, like waiting to divorce her husband until the cameras rolled and constantly shifting alliances for her own benefit. Despite these actions, Scheana remained on the show, which raises questions about Bravo's standards and consistency in handling such issues. Interestingly, Scheana's presence on the show owes much to LVP, who championed her despite initial viewer dislike. Scheana appeared confident when backed by LVP, but over time, her demeanor may have shifted to appear more accommodating or agreeable to fit in with the group dynamics. It's notable how differently Bravo handled similar situations with other reality stars, like Kenya on Right Away, who faced repercussions for rumors involving a sex tape. The disparity in consequences raises concerns about Bravo's handling of ethical breaches and the messages it sends about privacy and respect among cast members. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.